Parshat Terumah. This is really the first religious object which Israel is making for God. The Mishkan, the sanctuary, the Aron. Daber el bnei Yisrael, speak to the children of Israel, vayikhu li terumah, and let them take for me a gift offering. Because the Jews were to bring all the precious articles that they owned, bring them to the sanctuary, and those precious articles would be used in the building of the sanctuary. But the expression in Hebrew is a very strange expression. Vayikhu li truma, they shall take for me a truma, a gift offering. The verb shouldn't be take. The Jew wasn't taking. The Jew was giving. So really, that should have been the expression in the Bible. They shall give for me a truma. What does it mean, they shall take for me a gift offering? And I want to explain one of the most important principles in Judaism. And I'd like to begin really with the most important verse in the Torah. Rabbi Akiva said, this was the most important verse in the Torah. This is the greatest rule in the Torah. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. You shall love your friend like yourself. And it's very interesting. This Hebrew word, v'ahavta, you shall love. Love is based upon a root word, a root noun. Hey, vet, have. Ahava is built on the smaller word have, which means to give. Loving means giving. And the person whom I really want to give is the person whom I most deeply love. Sometimes younger students who are of marriageable age in my kollel come to ask me questions. They're not quite certain. They're going out with a certain young woman. They're not quite sure if they're in love or they're not in love. And they ask my advice. And I asked them a number of questions. First of all, what kind of individual is she? Is she really a good person? Secondly, do you share the same values? The same commitment to religion, for example? Thirdly, do you respect her and her opinions? And thirdly, do you truly enjoy being with her? And do you have a certain kind of emotional attachment? Even a physical feeling. That's all very important. My final question, however, is, what do you want to do most? Do you want to get from her, or do you want to give to her? The person whom I really love, I want to give to more than I want to take from. And if you think for a moment about which acts as a human being makes you feel the best, I feel best not necessarily when I receive something from someone else. I feel the best when I give something of importance to someone else. When I help someone else, either financially and he really, really needed it, or through an act, a deed, which was very helpful. We feel best when we give. Rav Chaim Vital said it very, very well. Rav Chaim Vital said that why did God, he asked the question, and he was a great student of the Ari HaKadosh, the Holy Ari. He said, why did God need to create human beings? God should be everything and everything, the all in all. Why do you need people for? And Rav Chaim Vital said, because God is love. And love doesn't exist in a vacuum. We must have someone to love. We must have someone to give. In order for us to be able to express ourselves, created in God's image, the God of love, we express the best within ourselves when we give. And it's necessary for us, if we are to be loving as God is loving, to give to others. So when one gives, one gets much more. When one gives, one enters into the domain of being like God, who gave to us life by giving us part of himself. When he breathed out from his innermost essential self, as it were, and formed the human being. Just as God gave of himself to create us, we have an existential need as children of God to give to others, and only then do we realize our truest selves. The trick? We get much when we give much. And that's the secret of a happy life. Shabbat Shalom.